Welcome back, everyone. World Baseball news for the week of August 29th. Big news in the baseball world last week. More big-name players committed to play in the WBC. No hitter in Japan. In the Mexican League playoffs, the field was reduced to 4. The first 2022 league champion in Europe was crowned last week. Another will join them this week. And for the first time in 100 years, a team of Major League All-Stars will be paying a visit to Korea. 4 exhibition games are scheduled for this November following the end of the MLB and KBO seasons, in celebration of the KBO's 40th anniversary this year. The last time this happened was in 1922. The first 2 games will take place on November 11th and 12th at Sajik Baseball Stadium in Busan. Then they move to Gochuk Skydome in Seoul for 2 more games on November 14th and 15th. Schedules, teams, players, and ticket information will be announced at a press conference sometime in September. Mookie Betts has committed to play for Team USA in the 2023 World Baseball Classic. A 6-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove winner, 4-time Silver Slugger, and the 2018 American League MVP. Presently slashing .278, .347, .551, with 30 homers and 12 steals, leading the league with 98 runs scored. Houston Astros outfielder Kyle Tucker is another one. The 2020 league leader in triples, hit 30 home runs last year. This year he has 22 homers and 19 steals, and was selected to the All-Star team for the first time in his 5-year career. Chicago White Sox shortstop Tim Anderson is yet another commit for Team USA. The 2019 batting champion, 2020 Silver Slugger, and an All-Star this year and last. In 2022 he's hitting .301 with 13 steals. Anderson's addition means that the U.S. team now has a player at every position. Mike Trout, Betts, and Bryce Harper in the outfield. 3 outfielders, 6 MVP awards combined. Nolan Arenado at third, Anderson at short, Trevor Story at second, Paul Goldschmidt at first, JT Realmuto behind the plate. 2 more outfielders, Tucker and Cedric Mullins. Pete Alonso at DH. That is one stacked lineup, but they're still waiting for their first pitcher to commit. And the coaching staff was announced. Joining manager Mark DeRosa as bench coach Jerry Manuel, pitching coach Andy Pettit, hitting coach Ken Griffey Jr., first base coach Lou Collier, third base coach Dino Ebel, and bullpen coach Dave Righetti. No commitment yet, but we may see Jake Arrieta pitch in the Classic. He said last week that he is considering coming out of retirement to play for Puerto Rico in the Classic. Arrieta retired after last season. He was the 2015 Cy Young winner, and in 2016 helped lead the Cubs to the World Series. He's a quarter Puerto Rican on his mother's side, so he's eligible to play for either USA or Puerto Rico. Colombia's manager for the WBC will once again be Luis Urueta. He was manager of the Colombian team in 2017 and a member of the coaching staff in the 2013 qualifiers. He's been the bench coach for the Arizona Diamondbacks since 2020. In Japan, heading into last week, the struggling Yakult Swallows were leading the Central League standings by just 4 games after leading by as many as 13.5. The red-hot Yokohama DNA Baystars were on a 6-game win streak and were meeting the Swallows on the weekend. In Pacific League, the Cebu Lions' lead was just a half game over the SoftBank Hawks, while the Eagles and Buffaloes were both one good series away from taking over the top spot. We'll go over all of last week's action, but first we gotta skip over to one particular game on Saturday. Nippon Ham Fighters pitcher CODY PONCE threw a no-hitter against the Hawks, only the 7th foreign pitcher to do it in NPB history, and the first since 2006. He was nearly perfect, only walking one and hitting another, and he did it all in 113 pitches. For the season, Ponce has started 11 games, 3 wins, 4 losses, and an ERA of .317. Munetaka Murakami hit 5 more home runs last week. He now has 49 for the season and is on track to tie the NPB record of 60. The way he's been going lately, it looks like he might break it, but we'll see if he slows down. He's been on fire lately. It's not only the home run record he's chasing. As of right now, Murakami has reached base safely in 14 consecutive plate appearances. That is 1 away from the NPB record. Baystars closer Yasuaki Yamasaki reached a major milestone last week with his 200th career save. At 29 years old, he is the youngest player in NPB history to reach that mark. He also recorded his 30th save of the year, the 5th time he's reached 30 saves in his 8-year NPB career. And now for last week's results. Tuesday, the Giants snapped a 6-game losing streak with a 6-0 shutout over the Dragons. Swallows erased an early deficit to get past the Carp 5-4. Baystars shut out the Tigers 4-0. Buffaloes and Fighters ended in a 0-0 tie after 7 innings. The sun went down and the stadium they were playing at had no lights. Hawks pounded the Eagles 15-6, and the Lions held on for a 5-4 win over the Marines. Tomoyuki Sugano tossed 8 scoreless innings to earn the win for the Giants. Murakami hit the go-ahead 3-run shot in the Swallows win, and Freddie Galvis hit a grand slam in the Hawks win, only his 2nd home run of the year. The last one came on opening day. That was also a grand slam. Wednesday, Dragons over the Giants 4-1. Swallows beat the Carp 6-2. Baystars, same score as the day before, 4-0 over the Tigers. Buffaloes over Fighters 5-4, Hawks over Eagles 4-3 in 11 innings, and the Marines beat the Lions 5-2. All 4 Baystars runs came on a 7th inning grand slam from leadoff center fielder Masayuki Kuwahara. Thursday, Giants over Dragons 2-1 to win the series. Carp 3-2 over the Swallows in 10 innings to avoid a sweep. Tigers prevented a sweep, blanking the Baystars 5-0 and ending the Baystars' 8-game win streak. Eagles 7-5 over the Hawks for their only win of the series, and the Marines walked it off for a 6-5 win over the Lions to take the series. Shosei Togo struck out 8 batters and allowed only 1 over 8 innings on the mound, as he improved to 11-6. Friday, all-new series. First game of the big one in Central League went to the Swallows, 6-3 over the Baystars. Dragons over Tigers 5-2. Giants sneaked past the Carp 4-3. Hawks crushed the Fighters 10-0. Marines blanked the Eagles 2-0. And the second-place Lions beat the third-place Buffaloes 3-2 in 10 innings. Murakami batted in 4 runs on 2 homers to lead the Swallows to victory. Now Higashihama tossed 7 scoreless with 5 Ks in the Hawks' win. And Roki Sasaki struck out 8 batters in 7 shutout innings. He improved to 8-3 for the season. Saturday, an historic day in NPB, not just for the no-hitter. So many things happened. Swallows annihilated the Baystars 16-4, 23 hits and 7 home runs as a team. Tigers over Dragons 5-1, Carp over Giants 6-4. Fighters blanked the Hawks 2-0 in Ponce's no-hitter. Eagles beat the Marines 11-3, and the Buffaloes shut out the Lions 6-0. New Swallows hitter Patrick Kivlahan in his 11th NPB game hit his first career home run. He later hit 2 more, ending the day with 4 hits and 3 solo home runs. Another big day for Murakami, 5 out of 5 with a walk, a home run, and 4 batted in. And Buffalo's pitcher Hiroya Miyagi got his first career shutout 2 days after his 21st birthday. No walks and only 4 hits allowed in the game. Sunday, Swallows over Baystars 5-4 for a 3-game sweep, re-establishing themselves as the dominant team in Central League. Dragons beat the Tigers 4-1 in the rubber match. Carp 6-4 over the Giants, same as the day before. Carp win the series. Hawks shut out the Fighters 6-0 to take the series. Marines over Eagles 9-2 to win the series. And the Lions took care of the Buffaloes 10-4 to win the series. Another unbelievable day for Murakami, 2 for 2 with 3 walks and home run number 49. In the 3 games against the Baystars, he was 9 out of 11 with 5 walks, 4 home runs, and 9 RBI. 22-year-old outfielder Tomoya Masaki was 4 for 4 with a home run in the Hawks' win. HOTAKA Yamakawa was 4 out of 5 with a home run and 3 batted in for the Lions. Central League standings. After watching their lead shrink for the last several weeks, the Swallows swept their way back to a 7-game lead. Baystars' bid to close in on the top spot failed, but they're still in second, 5 ahead of the third-place Tigers. The Tigers will have to fight off the other half of the league to keep that last playoff spot. Carp are 1.5 back, Giants 2 back, Dragons 3.5. In Pacific League, Hawks are the new number 1, but that can be reversed in 1 day. Lions are only a half game behind. Buffaloes and Eagles remain close, 3 and 3.5 games respectively out of first. Marines are not out of it yet, but they can't afford to fall back any further. Time is running out with under 30 games to go. This week in NPB, 1 game today, Hawks vs. Marines at the Buffaloes' home Kyocera Dome. Only on Monday, those two will meet at the Hawks' home in Fukuoka on Wednesday and Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday, Giants and Swallows meet at Kyocera Dome. They're off on Thursday. The rest of the series are 3 games, Tuesday to Thursday, Dragons at Baystars, Carp at Tigers, Buffaloes at Eagles, and Fighters at Lions. On the weekend, Dragons at Swallows, Giants at Tigers, Baystars at Carp, Fighters at Eagles, Buffaloes at Marines, and second-place Lions at first-place Hawks. Over to Korea. Going into last week, the SSG Landers maintained a huge lead at the top of the standings. The third-place Heroes were on a 5-game losing streak and were just a half game ahead of the fourth-place Wiz. Tigers were holding on to the last playoff spot by 4.5 games. Dinos, Giants, and Bears were hoping to take it from them. Here is what happened. Tuesday, 5th-place Tigers destroyed the Heroes 12-3. Wiz topped the Bears 2-1 in 11 innings, allowing them to leap past the Heroes for 3rd place. Last-place Eagles stole one from the 2nd-place Twins 6-4, and the Landers beat the Lions 7-3. Dan Straley held the Dinos to 1 run in 7 innings to earn the win for the Giants. Wednesday, Heroes got a bases-loaded double in the 9th to walk it off for an 11-10 win over the Tigers and snap a 6-game losing streak. Wiz beat the Bears 5-1 for a 2-game sweep. Twins took care of the Eagles 9-2. Giants held on to beat the Dinos 2-1 for the sweep. And the Landers swept the Lions 4-2 in this one. Young Pyo-ko almost finished the game, going 8 1/3, allowing 1 and striking out 6 to improve to 12-5. Charlie Barnes struck out 7 batters in 8 shutout innings for win number 11. Thursday, new series began. Tigers blanked the Twins 1-0. Eagles shut out the Bears 4-0. Wiz got a walk-off double in the 10th from Jungdae Bae to top the Landers 5-4. Lions over the Giants 9-5, and the Heroes came back from a 9-4 deficit to beat the Dinos 10-9. Lions third baseman Won-Suk Lee batted in 4 runs on 2 hits. Dinos shortstop Ju-Won Kim hit a 2-run homer and a grand slam to drive in 6 for the day. Friday, Twins 3-1 over the Tigers. Eagles 2-1 over the Bears for the sweep. Wiz hammered the Landers 12-3 for a sweep. Giants beat the Lions 8-3, and the Dinos fell to 0-4 for the week, beaten by the Heroes 6-3. Casey Kelly threw 8 innings, allowed only 1, and struck out 7. He is now 14-2 for the season. Grand slam from retiring Giants slugger Dae-Ho Lee, his 16th homer of the year. New series on Saturday, Lions 7-4 over the Eagles, Dinos 9-2 over the Wiz, Landers hammered the Giants 10-0, Bears got by the Tigers 2-1, and the Twins blanked the Heroes 1-0. Sean Morimondo tossed 6 scoreless to earn the win for the Landers. He's made 6 starts since his arrival. He's now 4-0 with an ERA of 1.98. Sunday, Lions walked it off to beat the Eagles 5-4 for a 2-game sweep. Dinos shut out the Wiz 5-0 for the sweep. Giants over Landers 4-2 to split the series. Tigers topped the Bears 11-6 for a split. And the Twins shut out the Heroes for the second day in a row 7-0. Jose Perella reached base 4 times, homered twice, and drove in 4 for the Lions, including the walk-off solo homer in the 9th. Dinos pitcher Min Hyuk Shin threw 7 scoreless, only 1 hit, no walks, and 10 strikeouts. Chan-Ho Park was 5 out of 5 with a home run and 3 batted in for the Tigers. And Twins second baseman Robel Garcia reached base 3 times, homered, and batted in 4. KBO standings, Landers went 3-3 for the week, still hold a 7-game lead. Twins are quite a distance behind the Landers, but they can feel pretty safe about holding on to second. 6 games separate them from the third-place team. And that new third-place team is the Wiz, half a game ahead of the Heroes. Wiz were hot, started the week 4-0, but then lost twice to the Dinos. Heroes went 3-3 after going winless the week before. Tigers are in the last playoff spot, 6.5 behind the Heroes. The Tigers' lead in the playoff race has been shrinking by half a game every week lately. Only 30 games left, maybe they can hold on to it. Giants are 4 back, Dinos 5.5. Bears are slipping, now 7.5 behind the Tigers. This week in the KBO, Tuesday and Wednesday, Tigers at Eagles, Giants at Heroes, Dinos at Twins, Bears at Wiz, and Landers at Lions. Thursday and Friday, Eagles at Heroes, second place Twins at third place Wiz, Giants at Bears, Dinos at Landers, and Lions at Tigers. Saturday and Sunday, Wiz at Tigers, Twins at Giants, Dinos at Eagles, Lions at Bears, and Heroes at Landers. Next up, Taiwan. The Rakuten Monkeys won the first half title, then dominated the early weeks of the second half. But 2 weeks ago, they started to show some weakness, and the second-place Dragons were slowly creeping up on them going into last week. We'll see if that trend continued, but first, a little news. This Friday, September 2nd, when the Monkeys visit the Fubon Guardians, it will be the final game for starting pitcher Mike Lowry. He announced a couple weeks ago that he is retiring from baseball to spend more time with his family. After 10 years, 100 wins, and over 1,200 strikeouts, the Guardians will retire his number at Friday's game. 30-year-old Panamanian left-hander Andy Otero is joining the CTBC Brothers pitching staff. This year he made 16 appearances at AAA Nashville, where he posted a .341 ERA and 34 1/3 innings. Last winter in Lidom he had a .179 ERA and 8 starts for Estrellas Orientales. And the Guardians have got a new position player. 30-year-old Dominican infielder Carlos Franco joins the team after playing in 101 games for the York Revolution of the Atlantic League this summer. There he slashed .298, .413, .618 with 30 home runs. Here's what happened last week. Tuesday, Lions shut out the Brothers 3-0. Brothers were held to just 3 hits for the entire game. Guardians clobbered the Monkeys 10-2. Xiao Ching Chong held the Monkeys to 2 runs in 7 innings on the mound. Wednesday, Brothers gave it right back to the Lions with a 3-0 shutout of their own. 7 scoreless from Kai Wen Cheng in that one. The other game, Dragons and Guardians, was postponed and is being made up today. Thursday, Monkeys over Brothers 6-2. Chen Wei Chen had 3 hits, a home run, 2 scored, and 3 batted in. Dragons beat the Guardians 4-2 in the other game. Friday, Guardians over Dragons 6-3. A 3-run homer from Pei Feng Dai made the difference in that one. And Monkeys beat the Lions 3-1. Saturday, Brothers beat the Dragons 6-3. Jose De Paula almost completed the game. 8 1/3, 3 runs, and 6 Ks. He is 9-4 for the year. And the Lions beat the Monkeys 8-4. Chi Wei Hu held the Monkeys to 2 runs in 7 innings for the win. Sunday, Lions and Monkeys were rained out, and the Brothers held off a late rally to top the Guardians 6-3. CPBL second half standings. Monkeys lead is 3.5 over the second place Dragons. Guardians are third, 5 games back. Brothers, with their win on Sunday, moved to within a half game of the Guardians, 5.5 out of first. Lions are last, still suffering from that bad start. Overall standings, Monkeys still hold a double-digit lead for now. The real competition is for second. Dragons and Brothers are tied, with the Lions just 4 behind them. Whoever finishes second earns a spot in the playoffs, regardless of who wins the second half. One game today, Dragons at Guardians. Tuesday we have Monkeys at Dragons and Guardians at Brothers. In Mexico, 4 teams remain. North and South final series begin today. Let's take a look at how the semifinal rounds ended last week. Monday, Game 3 in the North. It took 13 innings, but Tecolotes dos Laredos managed to pick up their first win of the series, 4-2 over Monterrey. Balbino Fuenmayor was a triple shy of the cycle for Tecolotes. Acereros de Monclova came back from a 5-0 deficit to get past Tijuana 11-7 and take a 2-1 series lead. Tuesday, Game 4 in the North. Monterrey went up 3-1 in the series with a 5-1 win over Dos Laredos. Tijuana beat up Monclova 15-2 to even up the series at 2. Game 3 in the South, Diablos Rojos put up double figures once again. Blew past Puebla 15-8 to take a 3-0 lead in the series. Japet Amador had 3 hits, a home run, and 4 batted in. And Leones de Yucatan beat Quintana Roo 11-8 to go up 3-0 in the series. Wednesday, Game 4 in the South, Rojos put Puebla away for good, 15-5 for a 4-game sweep. Pericos ended their season without much of a fight. Catcher Julian Leon was the big hitter for Rojos this time, reaching base 5 times, scoring twice, and driving in 4. Diablos Rojos del Mexico become the first team in the South to reach the final series. Yucatan was ready to join them, but in the 9th, Tigres got a walk-off 2-run homer from Ramon Bramasco. Quintana Roo won 6-4 to extend their season for one more day. Game 5 in the North, Monterrey put away Dos Laredos for good, 7-2 the final, as Sultanes became the first team from the North to reach the final series. Tijuana jumped out to an early lead and never let go, 9-2 over Monclova to go up 3-2 in the series. Felix Perez homered twice and drove in 4 for Toros. Thursday, Yucatan punched their ticket to the next round with a 6-0 shutout to send Tigres home for the year. Anderson Alvarez lasted all 9 innings for a 5-hit shutout. Leones de Yucatan win 4-1 and move on to face Rojos. Friday, the last semifinal series ended. Tijuana built an 8-0 lead in the first 4 innings and never looked back. 12-5 was the final. Big day for Leandro Castro. 2 home runs, 2 singles, and a double. 4 runs scored, 6 batted in. Acereros put up a good fight, but it's Toros de Tijuana moving on to the next round to continue their title defense. The Serie de Campeonato begins today with Monterrey at Tijuana. Tuesday, the South final begins with Leones at Rojos, as well as Game 2 between Sultanes and Toros. Both series will play up to 5 games this week. Baseball Bundesliga Championship Series got underway last weekend in Germany. 2 teams from the north, the Bonn Capitals and the Paderborn Untouchables, began their best-of-5 series on Saturday. Game 1 on Saturday, Bonn scored 2 in the second and 1 more in the 7th to take the first game 3-0. Sunday, Paderborn jumped out to an early 2-0 lead and held on to it through the early innings, but their bullpen was beaten up by the Bonn hitters. Wilson Lee reached base 3 times, hit a 3-run homer, and scored 3 times. Bonn won this one 10-3 to come within 1 win of the title. It all comes to an end this weekend. Game 3 is on Saturday at 5 p.m. local time. Game 4, if necessary, will be on Sunday at 1. If they still haven't decided it by that time, they will play a Game 5 right after that, and then we will have our Baseball Bundesliga champion for the 2022 season. The Czech Baseball Extraliga season has come to an end with the last 2 games of the Czech series taking place last week. Heading into last week, Draci Brno and Hrosy Brno were tied at 2 games apiece in the best-of-7 series. Here is what happened. Game 5 on Monday, Draci got 7 innings from Juan Jaime and plenty of offense, out-hitting Hrosy 16-4. Draci won 8-1 to take a 3-2 lead in the series. Game 6 on Friday, Hrosy, playing on their home field, led for most of the game, but Draci put up 4 runs in the 8th, most of that on a base-clearing double from Pavel Manzanero, and Draci held on in the final inning for a 6-4 win, taking the series 4-2. This was title number 23 for Draci Brno, by far the most of any Extraliga team. Hrosy were looking for their first title. That'll have to wait another year. This was also the final game for 46-year-old first baseman Pavel Budsky, a former pitching prospect in the Kansas City Royals organization back in the 90s. He spent most of the last 25 years in Extraliga. 20 years ago, he was one of the league's best hitters and pitchers, a big reason for Draci's dominance over the last 2 decades. Semifinals continued in the Italian League last week. San Marino started the week with a 2-0 series lead over BBC Grosseto, while Parma and Bologna were split at 1 apiece in the best-of-7 semis. Early last week, Grosseto got their first win of the series, a 5-4 win over San Marino. Bologna beat Parma 4-2 to go ahead 2-1 in the series. A day later, San Marino shut out Grosseto 6-0 to go up 3-1. Parma evened the series with a 2-1 win. San Marino 5-2 over Grosseto, winning the series 4-1. In another close one, Parma got past Bologna 3-2 to take the lead in the series. So, defending champions San Marino are back in the Italian series for the 4th straight year. Parma and Bologna will meet for Game 6 today. Parma is 1 win away from advancing to the Italian series for the first time since 2018. Bologna has not missed the Italian series since 2017. The matchup is set for the 2022 Holland Series. Neptunus was already in, awaiting the winner of the HCAW and Amsterdam Series, with HCAW leading 2-1 at the start of last week. In Game 4, HCAW put the series to rest, 3-1 to take the series in 4. Former Mariners prospect Lars Hoyer threw a 4-hit complete game with 11 Ks. Victor Dreyer had 3 hits, including a double and a home run, scored 2 and drove in 2. This is the first time since 2015 that we won't see Amsterdam versus Neptunus in the Holland Series. 6 straight years it's been those same 2 teams every year. For HCAW, this is their first trip to the Holland Series since 2005. They last won it all in 1998. Neptunus will be looking for their 20th league title. Should be interesting. But we'll have to wait another week. Game 1 isn't until Thursday, September 8th. And that's all for this one. Until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya.